Yeah, so let's start with the problem. Let S be the set of all natural numbers for which the line x by a plus y by b equal to 2 is a tangent to this curve at the point AB, where AB is non-zero. So then what would be the set S? So we'll draw some random curve here. We'll draw some random curve. This is x by a power n plus y by b power n equal to, so what is the curve given? 2. And it is given that the line x by a plus y by b equal to 2 is a tangent to it. What should be the value of n? And at what point is the tangent? At the point AB they mentioned. So generally, what are the criteria? If you differentiate the curve D, you'll get the tangent slope. You have to find derivative at a comma b that should match with the slope of the given line. So what is the slope of this line? Minus of x coefficient, which is 1 by a, by y coefficient, which is 1 by b. So the slope is defined as minus b by a. And this should also be equal to dy by dx at that point for the given curve. So if you differentiate the curve, you get n into x by a power n minus 1 into 1 by a is the derivative for this. Plus second one derivative is n into y by b power n minus 1 into 1 by b into dy by dx equal to right hand side is 0. So first find the value of the slope dy by dx from here. So n into y by b power n minus 1 into 1 by b is nothing but n by b into dy by dx equal to, write this x by a term in RHS, you will get minus n by a x by a power n minus 1. So from here you find out what is dy by dx. This n cancels out. So dy by dx equal to minus of, we have this b multiplies, so that's it will become b by a into x by a power n minus 1 divided by y by b power n minus 1. And you need the tangent slope at which point? At AB. So if I write derivative at a comma b, you have to put x as a and y as b here. And that would be minus b by a into. So when you put x as a, this would become 1 power n minus 1, which is 1. This will be 1 power n minus 1, that is also 1. So everything will become 1 here. So the slope is minus b by a. So does it depend on? So if the derivative is matching with slope of the line, what do you conclude? This doesn't depend upon n value. Whatever may be n value doesn't matter. So the slope is same. That means the line is a tangent irrespective of value of n. Is a tangent at a comma b for all n belongs to natural numbers. So the answer is therefore fourth option. If n is there, we may have to check. Like for these two to become equal, if it depends on n value, then we could have found that n. But you can clearly see when you put x as a, y as b, n got removed and these two slopes are becoming equal. So therefore, the line is a tangent to the curve for any value of n, which is a natural number. So fourth option is the answer. So question number 15. The curve y of x equal to ax cube plus bx square plus cx plus 5 touches the x-axis at the point p minus 2 comma 0 and cuts the y-axis at the point q and cuts the y-axis at the point q, where y dash is equal to 3. Where y dash is equal to 3. Then the local maximum value of y of x is. The first option is 27 by 4. Second option is 29 by 4. Third option is 37 by 4. And fourth option is 9 by 2. So this is from JEE 2024. And even previous question was also from same year. Yeah, just try this problem. So y dash here means derivative, first derivative. So let me just draw the diagram. So just draw a rough diagram. The curve should touch x-axis at -2, 0 and cuts y-axis at some point q, so that the y dash at this point means the derivative at this point is equal to 3. The derivative at this point is given as 3. You need to find out the maximum value of y of x. So all that can be done provided you know the function. So you can find the maximum value of function. For that you have to know the function. So ax cube plus bx square plus cx plus 5 is the function given. So how do you find these unknowns? There are 3 unknowns. You need 3 conditions. The first condition is -2, 0 lies on it. So -2, 0 lies on the curve. Just use this condition. So that means when you put x as -2, y should become 0. So 0 equal to a into -2 whole cube plus b into -2 whole square plus c into -2 plus 5. So what does it give you? -8a plus 4b minus 2c plus 5 equal to 0. Or you can write 8a minus 4b plus 2c minus 5 equal to 0. This is condition 1. Then what is the second condition? So since x-axis is a tangent here, the derivative at this point should be equal to 0. So what is y dash x? The derivative for this, if you find out, you'll get 3a x square plus 2bx plus c, and derivative of 5 will be 0. And at the point P, the derivative should be 0 because the x-axis is a tangent, slope must be 0. So y dash of -2 should be 0 because at this point, the slope must be 0. So 3a into -2 square plus 2b into -2 plus c should be equal to 0. So here you'll get another condition. That is 12a minus 4b plus c is 0. This is condition number 2. And what the other condition? At the point where it cuts y-axis, generally what do you write? X equal to 0. So when you put x as 0, what is the value of y? You are getting 5. So this is 0, 5. Because wherever a graph cuts y-axis, x would be 0. So if you put x equal to 0, in this you are going to get y as 5. So this point is 0, 5. So at this point, the derivative must be equal to 3 because y dash is 3 at q. Is 3 at q they mentioned. So in the derivative, you put x equal to 0, what would you get? C. So y dash of 0 should be equal to 3. And when you actually put y dash of 0, this will be 0, this will be 0, only c will remain. So from here, you'll get c equal to 3. And once you know the c value, you can substitute this in the previous 2 equations. The previous equations are 8a minus 4b plus 2c equal to 5. 8a minus 4b plus 2c equal to 5 is equation 1. And this equation 2, in both you put c as 3. So you'll get 12a minus 4b plus 3 equal to 0 by putting in the first one. And if you put in the second one, 8a minus 4b plus 6 equal to 5. So this one, if you want, you can divide by 3 or retain it like this also, it is fine. 12a minus 4b plus 3 is 0. And second one is 8a minus 4b plus 1 equal to 0. You just solve these. How to solve them? You can just subtract. Then you'll get 12a minus 8a, 4a. 4b will cancel. 3 minus 1, 2. So 4a plus 2 is 0. A is minus 2 by 4. So minus half. Put this in one of the equations to find out b value. So you can just put in the second one. 8a minus 4b plus 1 is 0. So in this result, you can put a is equal to minus half. So 8 into minus half minus 4b plus 1 equal to 0. So this would be minus 4b plus 1 equal to 0. 4b equal to minus 3. B is minus 3 by 4. So now you know A, B and C. So what was the value of A? You got minus half. The value of B is minus 3 by 4. And the value of C is how much? It is 3. Now, how to check maximum minimum? They ask you to find out the maximum value of the function. They ask you to check the maximum value of this function. So for maximum value of function, first find the function, like you know the derivative, of course. So the point where derivative becomes 0, you can check. So what is the value of the function first? Let me write. So the function y of x is ax cube, that is minus half x cube, plus bx square plus cx. Bx square plus cx plus 5. This is the function. So again, just we have to see that for maxima or minima, y dash x is 0. So when you differentiate, you'll get minus 1 by 2 into 3x square minus 3 by 4 plus 3 equal to 0. So just try to solve this equation. Multiply with 4, it becomes minus 3x square into 2 minus 6x square minus 3 plus 12 equal to 0. So this will be minus 6x square is equal to how much? Minus 9. X square is 9 by 6 or 3 by 2. So x is plus or minus root of 3 by 2. So just check this once. For maximum minimum, derivative is 0. And for this value of x, whether it is maximum or minimum, we need to check. So just write it till here. We'll do it further. Check the calculation part once anyway. So actually, this is not a proper diagram because I took P on the right side. It should be on the left side. Okay. So if you want to modify, you can modify it. It's only a rough diagram. So if you want to plot exactly, 2 might be here. P will be this side and the tangent will be here. Because the slope is positive, it should make acute angle. But everything else is same. So then we got B value correct, A value, all this is fine. When you substitute in the function, what was the function? Ax cube plus bx square. I forgot to write square term there. Okay. Plus cx plus 5. Fine. So when you write the derivative, you will get 3x square there. And here I just made a mistake. Like I forgot to write x square term. So what would be there here? When you write y dash x, so it will be minus 3 by 4 into 2x here plus 3. And that should be equal to 0. Find out a value of x from here. So this will give you a quadratic. Solve the quadratic. What do you get? I think you'll get the values of x as 1 and minus 2. You'll get x as 1 and minus 2. Just check once. Once you get these values, so you have to check the sign of the derivative in the neighborhood of this. So let me write one more additional step here. So what are the factors? Minus 3 by 2 x square. So we have minus 3 by 2 x square minus 3 by 2x plus 3. Okay, so just this is y dash x. And when you're equating with 0, you're going to get answer as x equal to say 1 and minus 2. Then how do you check the sign of the derivative in the neighborhood? Like at what point maxima is there, at what point minima is there? How will you check? If I factorize this, the factors of this are minus 3 by 2 into x minus 1 into x plus 2. So just draw the number line. You mark the points where this will become 0. That is minus 2 as well as 1. So when you put a value more than 1 in this, this is actually going to become negative because of this minus. Then if all powers are odd, what do we do in wavy curve? Alternate signs, negative, positive, and negative. That means when you cross the point minus 2, the derivative changes from positive to negative. Whenever the derivative changes from positive to negative, it is a minima. Negative to positive, it's a minima. Positive to negative, it is a maxima. So at minus 2, it has a minima, and at 1, it has a maxima. So if you want y maximum, it is nothing but y of 1, the value of y when x is 1. So when x is 1, what is the value of the function you find out? And what was the function originally we wrote? This one. Minus x cube, but this function you substitute x as 1 and calculate. And in case you want minimum, they didn't ask minimum, but if you want minimum, you have to find y of minus 2. Okay. So this answer is given as 27 by 4. You can verify it. So I'll show the previous slide. You can complete. So this type of questions, they're not tough. They are a little lengthy, but they are giving it in mains. Like 2022, they have given. So similar models, they can repeat anyway. So we have to find how many points are there on the curve at which the normal is parallel to this line. So that means what is the slope of the line? We'll first find out x plus 90y plus 2 equal to 0. What will be the slope of this line? So here the slope of this line is a minus of x coefficient by y coefficient minus 1 by 90. So if this is the slope of the given line, normal is parallel to this, they said. So slope of normal should be equal to slope of this line. And therefore, what should be the slope of the tangent? If this is the slope of the normal, the slope of the tangent has to be 90, because you know that for tangent and normal, product of slopes is minus 1. That means for the given curve, when you find the derivative should be equal to the tangent slope. So differentiate this curve and equate the slope with 90. So dy by dx, if you find out, what do you get? 54 into 5x power 4 minus 135 into 4x cube minus 70 into 3x square plus 180 into 2x plus 210. This is the tangent slope, and you have to have this equal to 90. For that, how many points are possible? If the normal slope is to be minus 1 by 90, the tangent slope should be 90. So the number of such points will be nothing but number of roots of this equation. So just find the roots of this. The number of real roots will be number of such points. So solve this and tell me the answer. So 54 into 5, what do you get? 270 x power 4. Again, 135 into 4 is 135 into 2 is 270. It is double of that. 540 x cube. Then we have 210 x square, 360 x. And 210 minus 90, what do you get? Is it 120 equal to 0? So find out how many real roots this equation has. You can divide all of them by 30.
So 4.
4 or 4 also, or 30 will divide and see. If you divide by 30, you get 9x power 4.
No, sir, is the answer 4.
Told the answer 4, correct. Yeah. And here, if you divide by 30, what do you get? Minus 18x cube. Then when you divide by 30 here, what is the x square term? Minus 7x square. Like that, you will be getting plus 12x plus 4 equal to 0 is the equation by dividing throughout by 30. Now to find the number of roots, you have to factorize this. So if there is a 4th degree equation or 3rd degree equation, how will you find the roots? You can use synthetic division. So just write down all the coefficients: 9, minus 18, minus 7, 12 and 4. Usually when you write down all coefficients, if some term is missing, you write a 0 for that. And we have to try with a number which is a factor of last one. And 4 factors are 1 and 2. So you can try with 1. Carry the 9 down. 1 into 9 is 9. Then minus 18 plus 9 is minus 9. Minus 9 into 1, minus 9. Minus 7 minus 9 is minus 16. Again, minus 16 into 1 is minus 16. 12 minus 16 is minus 4. Minus 4 into 1 is minus 4. 4 minus 4 is 0. If you get a 0, that means this is the root. So 1 is another one root. Now to check for another root, try with a factor of minus 4, which can be 2 or minus 2. We'll try with 2. If it doesn't work out, we can try with minus 2. So check with 2. Carry this number down. Always the first number you have to carry down, and every time whatever number you get, you have to multiply to this right below the next number, 9 into 18. Then minus 9 plus 18 is 9. Again, this 9 into 2, 18, write it here. 18 minus 6 is 2. This 2 into 2 is 4. Minus 4 plus 4, 0. So you got a 0, means this is also a root. This is also a root. That means the factorization of this will have x minus 1 and x minus 2 as two factors. And out of 4th degree, 2 are removed, means the remaining will be 2nd degree. These are the coefficients: 9x square plus 9x plus 2 equal to 0. Actually, if you further have factors, you can continue and find the remaining 2 also. But you know formula for quadratic. So from here onwards, you can do directly also. So 2 roots are 1 and 2. And for this equation, if you don't get factors, you can use minus b plus or minus and solve it. So is it 9x only here? So just check the factors and decide it. So if this is also having real roots, the answer is 4. So anyway, discriminant, if you check, if without finding the roots, you will get d value as b square minus 4ac, which is greater than 0. So 2 roots here and 2 roots here. So that means there are 4 real roots is the answer. So you can go back and write. The answer is therefore 4 real roots. So the tangent to the first curve cuts x-axis at some point and the normal to the parabola cuts x-axis at the same point. What is C? So you do separately first. Suppose we choose the first curve and at the point C, we are talking about the tangent. So first you differentiate, you get dy by dx as e power x. And what will be the slope at the point P? So you have to just substitute the coordinates of this point and put x as C. This will be e power C. So what will be the tangent for this? The tangent at P to y equal to e power x, if I write down, this is y minus y1, that is e power c equal to slope into x minus x1, e power c into x minus c. And where it is cutting x-axis. So this cuts x-axis when y is 0. X-axis when y is 0. So when you put y 0, you'll be getting 0 minus e power c equal to e power c into x minus c. Then e power c will cancel on both sides. You'll get x minus c is equal to minus 1. X is c minus 1. So where will it cut x-axis? At c minus 1 comma 0. So this one should be same as the point where the normal to parabola cuts x-axis. So again, find the normal for the parabola. So for y square equal to 4x, you are finding the normal at some point called 1, 2. So for that, you have to find the derivative to get 2y dy by dx as 4. So dy by dx is the tangent slope 2 by y. And at the point 1, 2, what is the tangent slope? You put y as 2 by 2, 1. So this is the tangent slope. So normal slope will be minus 1 by tangent slope, because you know the normal and tangent are perpendicular. So this will be minus 1. And so what is the normal equation? So normal equation is y minus 2. We want the normal at q. So y minus 2 equal to minus 1 into x minus 1. So this will give you y minus 2 equal to minus x plus 1 or x plus y equal to 3. And where will this cut x-axis? So this cuts x-axis at same point P only. So y should be 0 for that. So 3, 0. That means if this point and this point are the same, the x coordinate should match. So this x coordinate c minus 1 should be same as 3. So you can say that c minus 1 equal to 3. So c is therefore equal to 4. So answer is 4. So these lines touch the curve at the points where it intersects x-axis. So it's a parabola actually. So if you factorize this, you get x minus 1 into x minus 2. So clearly, where will it intersect x-axis when y is 0? So if you put y as 0, you'll get x as 1 and 2. That means this parabola will intersect x-axis at 1 and 2. So the parabola is going to intersect x-axis at 1 and 2. And it should be something like this, because when you put x as 0, y is 2, this is 0, 2. Because when you put x 0, y will be 2. So it will cut y-axis at 0, 2. And it is cutting x-axis at which point? 1, 0 and 2, 0. So they are saying that these two straight lines are going to touch the parabola at points where it cuts x-axis. So the first one, x plus y equal to a, means it can be something like this. And the other one, x minus y equal to b, could be something like this. So they are touching at these points. So that means derivative at 1, 0 should be slope of this. Derivative at 2, 0 should be equal to slope of this. So can you do it further? So what is the derivative? Dy by dx equal to 2x minus 3. And what is the derivative at 1, 0? So derivative at 1, 0, if you check, if you put x equal to 1 in the derivative, you'll get the minus 1. And similarly, what is the derivative at 2, 0? If you substitute x equal to, this will give you 1. So once you know the slope of the lines, you can find their equations and compare and find a and b. So what would be this line? So this line is passing through 1, 0. So y minus 0 equal to slope of this line is minus 1 into x minus 1. So on simplifying, this should give you x plus y is equal to 1. So that means your a has to be 1. A has to be 1. And the other line that you have to find out, it passes through 2, 0, has a slope 1. So this line can be y minus 0 equal to 1 into x minus 2. Or y equal to x minus 2. Therefore, this is x minus y equal to 2. If you compare with the second line, x minus y equal to b, clearly b is 2. So b is 2. Therefore, what is the value of a by b? A by b is therefore 1 by 2. That is 0.5. So this is the answer. Yeah, so we have the 19th question here. Let m and n be the number of points on the curve where the tangents are parallel to x-axis and y-axis respectively. What is the value of m plus n? So the number of points where tangent is parallel to x-axis is m. So what does m denote here? Number of points where tangent is parallel to x-axis means where dy by dx is 0. Where dy by dx is 0. And what is n? The number of points where the tangent is parallel to y-axis. So the number of points where dy by dx is not defined because y-axis has a slope not defined. So what is m plus n? So just straight away you just have to differentiate the curve. And for differentiating the curve, we can use parametric, which differentiation? Implicit differentiation. This is like function of xy equal to constant. Then what is the formula for dy by dx? Minus of dou f by dou x, partial derivative of f with respect to x by partial derivative of f with respect to y. So you can write minus of what is dou f by dou x. When you differentiate partially with respect to x, we treat y as constant. So y power 5 has a derivative 0. For minus 9xy, we'll treat minus 9y as constant. X will have a derivative 1. And 2x will have a derivative 2. This is dou f by dou x. Why? When I write dou f by dou y, we'll treat y as variable, x as constant. So y power 5 derivative is 5y power 4. And then we treat 9x as constant, derivative of y is 1. And last one, x is constant, derivative is 0. So this is dy by dx. So that is nothing but 9y minus 2 by 5y power 4 minus 9x. So numerator, when dy by dx is 0 means numerator is 0 and dy by dx is not defined when denominator is 0. So first case, so dy by dx equal to 0 when I consider, the numerator must be 0. That is 9y minus 2 is 0. So y is 2 by 9. The second case, dy by dx is not defined if I consider. For this, denominator must be 0. That is 5y power 4 minus 9x is 0. So once you get this, how to decide at how many points this can happen? So this is a point on the curve itself. So let us write the curve y power 5 minus 9xy plus 2x equal to 0. You can solve these two. Let us put y equal 2 by 9 in that. You will get 2 by 9 power 5 minus 9x into 2 by 9 plus 2x equal to 0. So how many values you will get from here? One value or two values? Only one value? Or is it satisfying actually? So here 9 will cancel, minus 2x and 2x will cancel, you'll get an absurd result. 2 by 9 power 5 equal to 0, which is absurd. So that means there is no such point. There is no such point. So m will be 0. Because what is m? Basically, number of points where dy by dx was 0, you are getting no such point. So m is 0. And this is number of points where derivative is not defined. So from here you got this value. You solve it with the curve. So what is the curve? Y power 5 minus 9xy plus 2x equal to 0. If you try to solve this, see how many roots are there. The number of xy values satisfying this will give number of such points. So you just write 5y power 4 as it is in the first one. And 9x value you know from here. Or just from the first
Sir, you
equation.
can take y common.
Yeah, let us write this. Yeah, y common, you will get y power 4 minus 9x plus 2x equal to 0. And since you already know y power 4 is 9x by 5. Or you can write y into y power 4 minus 9x I'll replace with 5y power 4. That is better. Plus 2x equal to 0. So y power 4 minus 5y power 4 is minus 4y power 4 into y. So minus of 4y power 5. Here also I could have changed that x value as 5y power 4 by 9. 2 into x is 5y power 4 by 9 equal to 0. Solve this and see how many values you will get. So we have minus 4y power 5.
Two values.
Two values are getting, yeah. Plus 10 by 9 y power 4 equal to 0. Taking y power 4 common, we'll get 10 by 9 minus 4y equal to 0. So y power 4 equal to 0 will give y as 0. So y power 4 is 0 will give y equal to 0 4 times, but distinct values only will count. So 4y is 10 by 9. Y is therefore, you can cancel with 2. So 10 by 9 into 4. So this is 2 5s.
5 by 18.
18. Yeah. 5 by 18. And what was the x value corresponding? You can find x is 5y power 4 by 9. So corresponding, you can find x. So you will get 2 points anyway. You need not calculate. So 2 points are possible. So n will be 2. And we already got m as 0. So m plus n they asked us. So it is 2. So number of values here actually mean number of distinct values. So don't count as 5 values because y power 4 is 0 will give y equals 0 4 times. But you are just writing only distinct values. So this question is quite simple. The tangent to one curve is also a tangent to second curve. So if you randomly draw some curve, first curve is something like this. There is another curve. The tangent to the first curve is also a tangent to the second curve. So the tangent at P, AB to the first curve is a tangent at some 2 minus 1 to say second curve. So what does that mean? You can find the slope of the tangent by differentiating the first curve as well as by differentiating second curve and just equate. So differentiating the first curve, what is dy by dx for first curve? For the first curve, y equal to x cube minus x square plus x, the value of the derivative is 3x square minus 2x plus 1. And you have to find derivative at a comma b. So what is dy by dx at a comma b for this? You write down. So that's going to be 3a square minus 2a plus 1. And similarly for the second curve, y equal to 5x square plus 2x minus 5. So the value of derivative when you write down, it is going to be 5 into 2x. So 10x plus 2. And you want this derivative at 2 comma minus 1. So if you find the derivative at 2 comma minus 1, put x as 2. This would become 22. And because the tangents are the same, you can equate the slope. So 3a square minus 2a plus 1, you can equate with 22 and solve it for a value. So 3a square minus 2a will have 3a square minus 2a plus 1 minus 22 minus 21 equal to 0. Now write down the factors for this. So 3 into 21, if you write it is 63 minus 63. You can take the factors as 9 into 7 with a negative sign here because when you add them, you'll get middle term minus 2. So split this as minus 9a plus 7a minus 21 equal to 0. So taking 3a common, we'll get 3a into a minus 3 plus 7 into a minus 3 equal to 0. Solve this, you'll get a value 3 and minus 7 by 3. And once you know the value of a, you can find b using that. So what is b actually? So b is not known. Any condition is not there here, but you can just say ab lies on the first curve. So since AB lies on the first curve, you can substitute AB in this curve. So you can just say A comma B lies on the first curve. A comma B lies on what is the first curve? Y equal to x cube minus x square plus x. So you can put AB in this and you get B equal to A cube minus A square plus A. So for A equal to 3, you can find B value, that is going to be 27 minus 9 plus 3. So what is this value? 15. No. What is the value you are getting? 27 minus 9 is 18. 18 plus 21. How much is this? Sorry. 18. 27 minus 9. You look at 18 plus 21. Correct. So for this possibility, for the other possibility also you can check. They asked you to find out 2a plus 9b. So what is 2a plus 9b modulus of this? So if I take a as 3, then what is the value? 6 plus 9b would be 9 into 21. So it will be a bigger value, 189 plus 6, 195 or something. You check for the other case. So you also check for the other case and then conclude the answer. That is, you have one more value of A. You can check B for that and then check 2A plus 9B value using that. So this is the answer given. So for the other value, actually, you'll have the tangent. You'll not have a common tangent, you'll have parallel tangent, because even for parallel tangent, slope is same. There is a possibility that suppose if you draw tangent to this curve and tangent to this curve, they are parallel also, slope will be equal. So for other case, you may get parallel tangents. So that's why it will be discarded. So for A equal to minus 7/3, we will get parallel tangents. For that, you can find the equation and verify it. Okay, so we'll take the other answer 195 that we got. Like what you do, you find the tangent equation, find this tangent and compare them for the other case. They'll not be equal, they'll not be the same, they'll be parallel. Like for example, what is the tangent to this? Y plus 1 equal to slope, which is already known. What was the slope? 22 into x minus 2. So this is 22x minus y equal to 45. So you check the tangent at AB for this for the other case. So if you check the tangent at minus 7/3 comma some b value. So if it is not exactly matching, but they're differing by a constant, it will be a parallel tangent, but not the same tangent. So for the other case, you may get that, you can verify it. So is this clear why I discarded the second case? If you want to check the calculation once and conclude it. Like what is the value of b for this? A cube minus a square plus a. So a cube would be minus of 7 cube. I think 343 by 27 minus a square 49/9 minus 7/3. So LCM will be 27. You'll get minus 343 minus 9 threes. So 49 threes. 147. And again, you have to multiply with 9. So you'll get 63. So you'll get a big number anyway. So that's why I skipped calculating the tangent. We can skip it and do it. So this part I skipped. So let's move on to the next one. You can copy it later if you have not done. If the equation of normal to the curve at 1 minus 3 is given, what is the value of a plus b? So what is y here? X minus a by x plus b into x minus 2. So to find out the normal equation, you have to first anyway find out the slope of the tangent as well as the normal. So when you write derivative, apply quotient rule. So denominator, you write as it is into derivative of numerator, that is 1. Minus write numerator as it is, derivative of denominator. So what is the derivative of denominator? X plus b into x minus 2, what is the derivative? So I'll just write that. So if I differentiate x plus b into x minus 2, write x plus b as it is. Differentiation of x minus 2 will be 1. And then write x minus 2 as is. Differentiation of x plus b will be 1. This is the derivative of denominator. So here what did I write? Denominator into derivative of numerator minus numerator into derivative of denominator by square of denominator. X plus b into x minus 2 whole square. So this is dy by dx is the tangent slope. And what is the slope of this normal? The normal given here has a slope equal to how much? The slope of this line is minus of x coefficient by y coefficient. So 1/4. For the given line, if you write the slope, you will get 1/4. So what should be the slope of tangent equal to?
-4.
-4. So slope of tangent should be -4. So that means this value I have to equate with -4 at 1, -3 when I write down, dy by dx at 1, -3 when I write down. I'll have to put x as 1. So then this will be 1 plus b into 1 minus 2. Minus 1 minus a into, when you put x as 1, here you'll have 1 plus b plus 1 minus 2. So it will be just b only. by 1 plus b into 1 minus 2 whole square. So this value should be equal to minus 4. You'll get some equation here. And where from you'll get one more equation to find a and b? So you are finding normal at this point, means this point is also on the curve. So you can substitute that in the curve. So we have a condition 1 plus b into minus 1. First, let me finish this. 1 plus b into minus 1. This part. Minus 1 minus a into b. Divided by 1 plus b into 1 minus 2 is anyway minus 1. So 1 plus b whole square equal to minus 4. So this will give you one equation in a and b. And how will you get the other equation in a and b? 1 comma minus 3 lies on, because you are finding normal at this point, which is also on the curve. So 1 comma minus 3 lies on the curve y equal to x minus a by x plus b into x minus 2. This is given to us. So if the curve lies on this, minus 3 should be equal to 1 minus a by 1 plus b into 1 minus 2. So 1 minus 2 is minus 1, cross multiply, you'll get 1 minus a by 1 plus b value as 3. So this is condition 2. And if I solve these two, in the first one, if you observe, when I divide 1 plus b with denominator, you'll get minus 1 by 1 plus b term. And when I divide second one with denominator, that 1 minus a by 1 plus b part will be 3. And you'll be left out with another b by 1 plus b term. Because out of 1 minus a and 1 plus b whole square, take one of the 1 plus b term, divide it. 1 minus a by 1 plus b, write 3. Rest of the part is again b by 1 plus b. This is equal to 4 minus 4. So solve this, you will get minus 3b minus 1 equal to minus 4 into 1 plus b. Minus 3b minus 1 is equal to minus 4 minus 4b. So this will give us 4b minus 3b, b equal to minus 4 plus 1 minus 3. The value of b is minus 3 from here. And once you know the value of b, again you can substitute here and find a. So 1 minus a by 1 plus b is 3. So if you write the value of b as minus 3, you'll get 1 minus 3 here equal to 3. So 1 minus a equal to minus 2 into 3 minus 6. So a will be equal to 7. So a is 7, b is minus 3. So we'll have a 7, b minus 3. So a plus b is therefore 4. The quadratic passing through the point and touching the line is y equal f of x. Then the x-intercept of normal to the curve at alpha comma alpha plus 1 in the first quadrant. So quadratic curve should be usually in the form y equal to some ax square plus bx plus c. You can assume, because I already mentioned it's a quadratic curve passing through that. And it is of the form y equal to some function of x. So any quadratic we usually assume like this only, if y is a function of x in that. So passes through minus 1, 0. So it passes through minus 1, 0 is the first condition. So minus 1, 0 we can substitute. So put y 0 and x as minus 1. You'll get a minus b plus c equal to 0, condition 1. Then it is touching the line y equal to x at 1, 1 means, so derivative at 1, comma 1 should be equal to slope of that line given. Slope of the line given. So what is the slope of the line given? 1. Akshay, I think you asked for Rolle's theorem. So there are 10 more questions of AOD. Tomorrow I'll complete that, and we have more sessions. So I'll complete Rolle's theorem also. Mean value theorems also I'll complete. Okay. So they are saying at 1, 1, there is a tangent. So derivative at 1, 1 is equal to 1 because y equal to x has slope as 1. And how do you find the derivative of that? 2ax plus b. So the derivative dy by dx is actually 2ax plus b. And at 1, comma 1, what is the derivative? At 1, 1, it will be 2a plus b only. That is equal to 1 is second equation. And also that 1, 1, you are finding derivative at 1, 1. So 1, 1 is also a point on the curve. So you can substitute 1, 1. 1, 1 also lies on the curve. So if it lies on the curve, this will satisfy the equation of the curve. So in the curve equation, put x and y 1. You will get a plus b plus c 1. So now we have 3 equations, 3 unknowns. You can solve them. This is third, this is second. And later they're asking something else. So first we'll complete and find ABC. So we have A minus B plus C 0 is one equation. And then we have A plus B plus C equal to 1, one more equation. And the third equation that you have 2A plus B equal to 1. 2A plus B equal to 1. So I have to solve them. So first we'll remove C from this by subtracting. A will cancel, minus 2B equal to 0 minus 1. 0 minus 1, so minus 1. So B will be half by subtracting this, and put this B value here. 2A equal to 1 minus B. So 2A equal to 1 minus half, that is half. So A equal to 1 by 4. And once you know these two, you can put in the first equation. So C is B minus A from first one. So B minus A would be half minus 1 by 4, which is 1 by 4. So therefore, what would be the quadratic y? Ax square plus bx plus c. And A would be 1 by 4 into x square. B is half. So half x and c is 1 by 4. So take 1 by 4 common, then it will become x square plus 2x plus 1 actually. So that is nothing but 1 by 4 into x plus 1 whole square is the curve. So what is the second part of the question that they are saying? Then the x-intercept of normal at the point alpha, alpha plus 1 in the first quadrant. So this is the curve. So we want to find x-intercept of normal. At the point alpha comma alpha plus 1 in first quadrant. This is what they mentioned. But what is alpha? They have not mentioned. So let's check. So to find the normal at this point, what do we do? First write again dy by dx. It is 1 by 4 into 2 times of x plus 1. So x plus 1 by 2. So at the point alpha, alpha plus 1. At the point alpha comma alpha plus 1, if you want to check the derivative, it will be just alpha plus 1 by 2. This is the tangent slope. So what will be the normal slope? Minus 2 by alpha plus 1. And once you write that, what is the normal equation? So normal at alpha comma alpha plus 1, if I write down, is y minus y1 equal to slope into x minus x1. And after you write this, since you want x-intercept of the normal, put y0. So if you put y0, you will get minus of alpha plus 1 equal to minus 2 into x minus alpha by alpha plus 1. So cross multiply, you will get alpha plus 1 whole square equal to 2 into x minus alpha. Minus will cancel on both sides. So you'll get the x-intercept from here. So you'll get x equal to. So what will be x value? X minus alpha is alpha plus 1 whole square by 2. So the x-intercept is alpha plus 1 whole square by 2. But how do we find this alpha? Because this they said that was a point on the curve. So we could have found that in the beginning only. Like I could have actually substituted alpha plus 1 here. So I could have substituted this point here. Then y will be alpha plus 1 equal to 1 by 4 into x is alpha. So just substitute this point here. You can get the value of alpha plus 1 as 0 by cancelling one term. And the other value that you get will be alpha plus 1 is equal to minus 4. Plus 4 or minus alpha plus 1 equal to 4 plus 4. Alpha is 3. So alpha is minus 1 or 3. So you could have found in the beginning only, or otherwise you substitute. Now when alpha equal to minus 1, what is the x-intercept? Minus 1 plus 0. And if alpha is 3, what is the x-intercept? 3 plus 1 whole square by 2. So that is 3 plus 6, 8. So 11. So this is one answer. This is one more answer. If you just go back, they said first quadrant. So first quadrant means what should be the point to be chosen as? For first quadrant, we'll take alpha as 3 only. So x-intercept will be 11.